everyone? It's Maurice Jackson, also known as Mo Media, Southside Chicago photographer and filmmaker. Welcome back to the channel that makes your media matter. On this channel, we talk about all things photography and filmmaker related. So if that's something that you're interested in, something that you're into, make sure you stick around. And if you learn something, make sure you pop like and drop a like on this video. It helps the YouTube algorithm find my videos, and it also helps the channel grow. Last week, I took to Instagram to ask if you guys had any questions on photography and videography, and you guys literally came through with a ton of questions. So in this video, I'm gonna be answering a couple of those questions. And as a small creator, you guys, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all the questions, but I'm gonna answer a few of those questions that were asked. I'm going to try to answer these questions to the best of my ability. No way, shape, or form am I an expert photographer or videographer, but if you are an expert photographer or videographer, you can go ahead and comment down below, give your best answer to the questions that are asked, okay? So let's get into question number one. First question was by Sir Highsmith, my guy Mecca. I went to college with him. So his question was tips for beginner video editors. So tips for beginner video editors, what I would say is watch your favorite creators, watch some creators that really inspire you. When I started off, I was watching Casey Neistat for some reason. I was watching Chris Howe, I was watching Matty Hapoya, Peter McKinnon, all those guys. I was watching them and seeing how they were editing their stuff. And then I would go literally cold turkey for like literally a month or like 2 months, just watch a whole different other creator, like some abstract type of photographer or videographer that had literally, it was just like a phone videographer. And then I would watch a GoPro videographer. Like I would blend all those different editing styles together, and I would try to be able to make something that was my own. And that's how it is as a creative. As a creative, you have to look at all of the different creators that are creating, and then you have to figure out how you're going to separate yourself from the pack. No creator is the creator of all creators. They literally got inspiration from one person, then the other person, and the other person, and they took all that and just brought it within themselves and made their own thing. So as a video editor, I would say, look at creators, look at the things that inspire you, look at the different type of equipment that they use, and be able to imitate that and then make it your own. So the next question is also by Mecca, Sir Highsmith, and he has another question, and he asks, what are the necessary tools to know when using Premiere Pro? And for that question, I would say get to know your sequence settings first, because there's so many times where I screwed up my sequence settings and my footage just looked awful. So make sure that your sequence settings are right and they line up with your footage and they match with your footage. So if you're shooting in 24 frames, make sure your sequence is in 24 frames so that you're not getting any distortion and stuff like that when you add any stabilizers or anything like that. Because I know I added a warp stabilizer in one video. It was the Toronto video, and I was just so frustrated. And I would export it every time and it would just come out all warpy and nasty. That's because my sequence settings weren't right. So make sure you check your sequence settings, make sure those are good. Then the next thing would be know your go-to effects. So my go-to effects would be like, exponential fades, constant gains, constant powers. So a constant gain, constant power, they slowly increase the volume of your footage. For audio, makes it subtly come in, and the exponential fade makes it kind of slowly fade out. I use those a lot for like little short videos and stuff like that when I don't need audio mastered and mixed and stuff like that. I'll send that to somebody else and they'll mix it and master it. But if I'm just doing like a little small video like this, I'm going to do a little constant gain, constant fade, constant power, all that stuff. And then the next one, the last tip I'll give you guys on that one is know your shortcuts. A lot of the times when I started out, I didn't know any shortcuts, and it took me a long time to edit things. Like literally like a 31-minute video, recap video would take me like 8 hours because I didn't know like shortcuts at all. I was like, how do you work this again? Let me go back to this tutorial and look. Like, know your shortcuts. It's very, very important to get to know that. So those are the tips that I would say, the tools that I would get to know in Premiere Pro. Just that's kind of like very condensed version. There's a lot of other things you need to know too, but just focus on those for right now. The next question was asked by Johnson_not Evans, and that's my homie Faith. She is a photographer, but she said she's just now putting her camera down to do guitar. Why? Just do shoot more. It's whatever. As long as you're staying creative, that's all that matters. And she asked the question, Premiere Pro or Final Cut? I would say Premiere Pro, because me personally, that's the one I got comfortable with. That's the one I know a lot about, and learning Final Cut, I'm pretty sure it'll probably be easy, but going through that whole learning curve of learning all the different effects, different shortcuts, all that stuff, I don't know if it's the same, would be kind of hard. Once again, if you know anything about Final Cut, if it translates well, let me know down in the comments below. But Premiere Pro is the one that kind of got me into it. And it also has Adobe. This is not sponsored. Adobe has a Creative Cloud. I don't know if Final Cut has a Creative Cloud, just saying. I don't know. Who knows? They probably do. They probably don't. But Adobe has a whole Creative Cloud where you can pretty much take what you have and you can work with it all over the place. Like you can take a clip from Premiere Pro and then take it to Photoshop, and then from Photoshop bring it back into Premiere Pro, take it to Lightroom. You can do so many things, like it's all connected. So that's what I really like about Premiere Pro and Adobe. But once again, if Final Cut has that, let me know, and then let me know if it's better, down in the comments below. Let me know. I have no idea. It's a whole nother world that I just haven't explored yet. But for me, Premiere Pro. And the final question is by my guy, King Julian. He is part of the frat. What's up, bro? And he is also a content creator. He does videography and stuff like that. And he asked After Effects. She just said After Effects. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel, bro. I know exactly how you feel. Like when you say that word, it just brings terror into some people's souls. Like After Effects. You're just like, how do I do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then once you get into the software, you're just like, all right, bye. Now let's go back to Premiere Pro and just do masks. It's fine. You don't want to mess around with After Effects, but I definitely understand. Well, After Effects is a beast in itself. But once you get the FaceTime with it, once you learn how the software works, just like with Premiere Pro, you just gotta learn all the different shortcuts, learn everything. It's kind of they're very similar to each other, but different in a lot of ways. Recently, just actually purchased a guide on how to do VFX, and it's called like Filmmaker VFX guide or something like that. I saw it literally on Instagram, and I was just like, oh, literally reading my mind. People on Instagram, I don't know. Like, I think the government is really stalking us, bro. Like, they're probably stalking my Canon EOS R as I'm speaking right now. You guys, literally, I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, yo, I do need some help with After Effects, so let me go ahead and see what this is about. So I checked it out, and it was on sale, so it was like $350, and they just cut down the price to $200. So I was like, we're in the quarantine, so I might as well learn something and learn a little bit more about After Effects. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually going through a couple tutorials. They have like a whole calendar of different things that you can talk about, and that they talk about, with After Effects, just from the beginning, the ground up, from knowing your different columns to knowing what effect does what layer does what a composition is, and all that stuff. It's really, really good, and the guy who's doing it knows what he's talking about. So I definitely would recommend getting some type of class for that. But if you want to, you can go through YouTube and find a ton of tutorials on After Effects, and they are very, very easy and very, very easy to follow, and really, really informative. So if you want to do that, that's fine, bro. Like, literally, it's up to you. Whether you want to do the paid route, you want to go pay for it, or you want to, that's just the way it is. Some people just want to pay for it. Some people want to, learn for free. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys again for asking those questions. It really helps me as a creator to stay creative, and also helps me grow as a creative, being able to teach and be able to vocalize things that I'm learning on a daily basis. So thank you guys. If you found value in this video, make sure you pop a like and drop a like on this video. Comment below. Keep asking questions, guys. Just keep asking. I'm doing a part 2 soon, very, very soon. So make sure you guys are asking your questions. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. Make sure you share this content. Tell your auntie, tell your grandma, your media matters, and the world needs to see your work. Peace and chicken grease.